So now that we know most of the derivative rules, it's kind of like, well, why did we need all of that limit stuff? And so we're going to go through this worksheet together for you to explain why you do still actually need to know that those two patterns. And I'm going to write them out here as well. If you're like, I have those in my notes and I already know them, I don't want to write them down again, that's okay. But I'm going to put them here again officially on this sheet. So the first one was limit as h goes to 0, f of x plus h minus the function over h. And then the other one was limit as x goes to c, f of x minus f of c over x minus c. So what was the difference between those? What was this one? At a specific point, and then the limit as h goes to 0 is just the general derivative that you can plug into. So here's how this shows up on the AP exam, or on problems like this, which it is much better to do as a derivative problem than as a limit problem, because let's be honest, these look pretty ferocious, don't they? Okay, what you want to do is just recognize that it's a derivative pattern. So like when you look at this first one, you zoom in a bit. Limit as h goes to 0, and then this is the function. It's x plus h, and the x value is 5. But like this is the function part of it, and then it's minus f of x all over h. So the function that we're looking at is 2x cubed. Do you see that in there? Like, it's almost like I can't force you to see it, but we'll just do a few of these so that you can get the hang of it. So the function is 2x cubed. And this whole thing is a definition of a derivative. So then you'd want to do a derivative. So what's the derivative of 2x cubed? Yeah, and isn't that a whole lot easier than that limit looked like? All right, so 6x squared. And then you want to plug in the value that we were looking at. And the most common mistake there is that people will say it's 0 because it was limit as h goes to 0. The x value we were looking at is 5. So just make sure you plug in the right number. So 5 squared is 25, times 6 would be 150, and that's your answer. So that's again how this pattern shows up on the AP exam. And again, we don't need to do every single one on this worksheet, but like maybe let's do the odd ones just so you can get the hang of it. So looking at this one, what is the function that we're looking at? 5x, yeah, 5x cubed plus 8x, good. The minus 56 is that subtracting part. So that's the function, 5x cubed plus 8x. And then do the derivative, which would be 15x squared plus 8. And then what value are we trying to plug in? 2, good, not 0, it's 2. So let's see, 2 squared is 4, times 15 would be 60, plus 8 would be 68. Because when you're taking the AP exam, if a problem like this shows up, like I realize that the initial reaction is panic, right? Like, oh my gosh, what is this? This is crazy. So if you just calm down long enough to remember, it's like, oh, what's the function? And then the derivative should be rather simple. And then you just plug in a number. All right, so what is this function? 2x cubed plus 4x, nice. That one was a delta x instead of an h. Sometimes they do that, it means the same thing. And then the derivative would be 6x squared plus 4. And then what are we plugging in? Good, 1. So that would be what, 10? Number 7 is the other pattern. That's this one. Because it's not limit as h goes to 0, it's limit as x goes to an actual number, limit as x goes to 3. You're going to do it the same way. It's actually easier because this is the function. The x cubed plus x, that just is the function. And so then your derivative would be 3x squared plus 1. And then this one, you actually are plugging in the value that's being approached. So it would be 3. So let's see, 3 squared is 9, times 3 will be 27, plus 1 is 28. And then this one's weird because they didn't do an actual number. It's just like p. But it's also that alternative form, the one that's like at a specific point. So the function is just x cubed. And so the derivative is 3x squared. And weirdly, what they're asking you to plug in is p, like it's not another number, it's just p. So it would be 3p squared. I'll fill out all the even ones when I post this. Like, you guys know I fill in all the notes, like they're all posted on there. So like I'll fill in the others, and then if you like, if we're like, hey, I wanted to try one of those and practice it, you'll be able to see the answer.